home, my mother gave me an advice packed with a box of laddus. She asked me to hold it tight like the keys she strings to the end of her sari. Don't depend on strangers. Never believe them, she said. It's a scary world out there. And I carried those words close to my heart the way I listened to my father's favorite ghazal every night. I believed that strangers are not to be believed upon, not to be let close to, that everyone wears a mask and there's something underneath that we don't know. And isn't it scary to try to see through these masks? To try to put on one for yourself and you don't know how you look with that mask on, right? A stranger to a stranger, maybe. That's how we all look. I've met strangers who've made me question my beliefs, who have made me doubt myself. I've met strangers who have left me in grief, strangers who've laughed at me. I've met strangers who have taken advantage of me, who have pushed me and pulled me down. I've met strangers who have made me feel all the things I didn't want to feel. I've met strangers who have touched me in a way I didn't want to be touched. But I remember the other day I was watching a movie and there was a dialogue in the movie and it went like, when you leave home at a very young age, you're left at the mercy of strangers. And that kind of struck me somewhere. And then I remembered, over these years that I've been here, I've also met strangers who have felt like a safe space and we could take off our masks and sit naked with our vulnerabilities together in the balcony watching sunset and listening to retro songs. I've met a few strangers who have laughed their lungs out and cried their hearts out on my shoulder. I've met a few strangers who have shared my opinions, my passion and my values, and some who were completely opposite to me. I've met a few strangers who are comfortable with my silences and strangers with whom I share silly rantings that can go on for hours. I've met a few strangers who have lent ears to my stories and a shoulder to lean on, a hand to hold on to when I wanted to get up. I've met a few strangers who were afraid to step out on the days they were feeling a little blue, and I've met a few who were bold enough to break their own walls. I've learned from some strangers, I've taught a few. They have shown me their own world and I have shown them my own. I've met some strangers who have heard me the way I would like to be heard. I have met a few strangers who have touched me in a way that I would like to be touched. I've met few strangers with a momentary smile passing by on pavements while I was walking at late hours. I've met strangers that I will never meet ever again. But I've also met a few strangers who don't feel like strangers anymore. And they're there with me today. A few strangers that don't feel like strangers anymore. A few strangers who feel like hope. Hope that the world has strangers equally unlikely. That out of 100 that pass, there will be that one person who will smile at you. That if a few pull you down, a few will also be there for you to comfort you like a pillow on the days you feel tired and you want your mother's lap. Strangers that make you feel okay without a mask. Strangers who will make you question your beliefs and who will help you reframe them. A few strangers who will take the fear off of your hearts and make beautiful origami flowers who you'll be astonished to see. A few strangers who will make you feel that you are not a stranger to them anymore. And now, when I'll meet my mother this time, I'll tell her about all the strangers that I've met. Good, bad, strangers who have come and who have left without any reason. And most importantly, the strangers, those who have chosen to stay despite all of it. Thank you.
Drop a like, leave a comment,
and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.